What's up, all you burners, stoners, and potheads, and especially all you gardeners out there? This is Mr. Weedman and Big Earl with the Grow Hour. Big Earl, my brother, how the hell are you?
What's up, dude? I'm doing awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. You want to know why?
Why?
Because it's our Burpin in the Bag episode with UFO Genetics. What's up, brother?
What's up?
He's in the motherfucking house again, round 2. I love it.
Round 2.
So glad to have you back on, my friend, for your Burpin in the Bag episode. So let's get baked. Let's get stoned. Well, since this is your show, tell us what you're smoking on right now.
Well, we're going to be smoking on some of that Mendo Montage from Big Pongs. If you ever guys get him on the podcast, pretty cool guy.
I haven't talked to him, but I really like his gear. I really like the approach.
That's Mendo Montage that's in the Puffco.
Nice.
Fire shit.
He did a lot of really good Thug Pug work a while, years and years ago. He did a lot of really, really fun stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. I like that.
No, that's all right.
Old school genetics, not this new school.
Legendary Thug Pug. I've seen you post a lot of his stuff, Earl, over the years. You know, a lot of his bags and his seed packs and stuff like that. That's how I got to know who he was. So, but what are you smoking on, Earl?
I just lit up the Citric Grape. I've been trimming autos like it's my job.
It is your job when you're growing.
Trimming some Citric Grape and some Ray Kush today, and they're both super nice. I've been loving that auto line. The Florida Peaches male has a little bit more influence than I like males to have, but it's like this citric funk. And so it's just really nice. It's just, but a lot of it's citric funk dominant with like some back end differences. Super chunky, super big, like super THC dominant. Fucking real nice stuff though.
Beautiful. I can't wait to try it. I'm smoking something that you brought over, and I'm going to get the name right hopefully this time. Stanky Kush Breath.
Yeah. You get the strawberry on the nose? That was one thing that kind of bothered me because I should have called it something berry or something, and I didn't. Because it's very.
I do get a berry flavor. I don't know if it's strawberry or not, but like I said, the smell I get it on. But I've told you before, my taste buds are just absolute dog shit. So I do. No, just I was a fucking smoker for 20 years. So you crush my taste buds, you know. So I don't get the true taste on everything. And I get a little bit, but that's how I taste it through my nose. So I mean, if I smell it, I taste it. So first things first.
Get it through the nose, on the palate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So my nose always knows. So, and I do like this because Earl, I've smoked it since the week since you brought it over.
You haven't gone off the bag?
No, I smoked some Drunk Rider, but very little.
Flavor, bro.
It's fucking delicious. That's funky, really good. Huh? Yeah.
What is Drunk Rider?
That is. Do you remember a breeder named Bay Exclusives? Fucking, they stopped selling seeds like 5 or 6 years ago. They're from the Bay, from out west, and I don't know what happened with them, whatever, but they had this big release, and then they took my money at least, and then they just fucking dropped off, and it was like the 5th time over. They took my money, but anyway, their shit was always so fire, and so I got their Ghost Ride, and I crushed the Brandywine a long time ago, and a friend hunted this out.
Dungeon.
What was that?
Dungeon.
Yes, Dungeon's Brandywine. Yep. Yeah. And a friend hunted this Drunk Rider out like 2 years ago. And man, it's such a badass, like very easy to trim. Flowers are nice and like a couple inches apart and just like so.
It's like a perfect plant. Yeah.
Dude, such a badass plant. And then the terps on it are like a different kind of rotten funk. I don't even know how to explain it, honestly, especially when you get a big bag and you get that like pop. It like makes you sick, but not really to your stomach. It makes you sick like in the back of your throat. Like where you're just like, yeah.
That's that regurgitation.
That's how it makes you feel when you smell it. You're like, something's wrong there, and like you go through there, and you're like, man, I pulled from the soil or something. But that's just how the plant fucking smells.
Nice. So this is a Burpin in the Bag episode. This is where we bring a guest prior who came on the show before. And to come in, and Big Earl thought of this name with Burp in the Bag. burping our weed. But this is a show where we bring you back on to be able to talk what you want to talk about. This is your show. Big Earl and I get to sit back, relax, throw a little question out there, here or there, conversation, but we want to, this is your show. So we're super stoked to have you on for this Burpin in the Bag episode. So what's been going on since the last show? Since the last time we had you on, which actually was only about a month ago, which was a fire show, by the way, and we appreciate that.
Yeah,
I learned a lot. And in the after talks we had too, for about an hour after that, I learned even more. So I appreciate the after talks. One day we have to do a show, an after talk show, Earl, and see just where the fuck it goes. So
that'd be cool, yo.
The midnight talks with Big Earl and fucking Mr. Weedman.
we talk for a half hour to an hour probably after every, you know, and, like, we should just start recording that shit and being like,
it should just to see what comes out of it. It'd be kind of funny. You put some clips together. So, but what's been going on?
Montage.
It'd be kind of fun. It'd be kind of fucking funny. Our Shoddy, our producer, could definitely put that together. It'd be dope as fuck. So, but a month ago, we had this awesome conversation with you. It was fucking great, and I appreciate it. What's been going on since then? What are you working on?
Well, we're working on some fem projects that we got going. I'm not going to get into it too much because, you know, when you start saying things, you jinx things into the universe. And you can't do that.
Let's speak it into good existence. Whatever you're doing right now is going to happen.
That's right. So, you know, we're just going along over here. We've made our selections. Now it's just the reverse process, hunt out of that and see what goes from there. If there's anything good, you know, then we do, you know, further testing, and, you know, maybe next year at the end of the year we'll do a feminized drop. That'll be the first feminized drop that we do, because I've made feminized for myself, but, you know, that's where the whole game is going right now, is feminized. You know, people don't have a lot of space to grow males, and I get it, but it is what it is. So,
was that male you were talking about earlier part of the things you can't talk about?
The sour diesel? No.
Oh, nice.
The sour diesel, that male is just, he's oh man.
It's something that makes you excited, I can see.
It's so excited that you just like brain dead at the point. You're just like, I just want to see you, like, It's almost like the Grateful Breath male that I've used. I hunted out in 2019, and he's like the same level. So far from what I've seen, I got to see what the progeny brings. But from my selection of the Grateful Breath to this selection of the Pre-9 Sour Diesel, it's just like the same top quality 5-star male type. So we just got to see what, you know, he brings to the table. From what I've read from Dynasty's website, that heavy yielding, you know, medium to tall plants, you get that sour diesel, terpenes. So far, that's exactly what the male that I found is, heavy yields. I mean, the bag of pollen I have is probably like this much pollen in a Ziploc bag of just sour diesel. So I got plenty of pollen I'm going to play around with, and, you know, try to make some crazy shit with it. But that's not the feminized. Like, we do have part of it in the feminized program, but that's a whole separate project.
I'm excited about a feminized project coming from you.
Yeah. You know,
that's awesome.
It's just, I'm not a big fan of femmes. If I can find regs, I'd rather hunt regs.
Of course you would. Of course. But I think we had this conversation on the last show. We had SoFem on too. And this is what I'm getting at with the feminized. Terp Fiend, gonna give you an example of him too. Not a fan of feminized. He's a photo all the way. You said it too. Photo all the way. I get it.
Yeah.
Me as a home grower can grow 2 plants. I'm gonna give you a perfect example because we talked about this with SoFem. I got 6 beaners of the Lebanese landrace / chilled wine haze. 1 popped female. 6 weeks of grow to only get 1 plant out of it. Right. Two tent minimum in that tent, 2 plant minimum.
Right.
I am going to appreciate the work it's going to take, whether you like it or not, to do these projects for somebody like myself, so I can hunt feminized seeds, whether it's photo or auto fem. I don't care.
Right.
But
right.
feminized to me is I'm going to do every other one.
Right.
I'm going to do one fem, one photo. One fem, one photo, every other grow. Right. Just because I still like to grow a photo. They're enjoyable. They're beautiful. Yeah, fucking fun. Fun as hell. But I need to get a yield every once in a while too, you know? So I want to get 4 or 5 ounces so I could stock my cabinet up. So that's where I'm getting at here. So somebody like yourself who's been doing this for a while to take on a project like this for somebody like me, I appreciate you. So thank you.
Yeah. It's, you know, like you get so much backlash from like people that make femmes and stuff like that. And it's true. Like it's the femmes, they're more likely to herm because of the stress it took for this plant to drop pollen, and it's in the genes, and but that's kind of what you have to tell people too, you know what I mean? Like you can't just be like, oh, here's femmes. Like you have to be like, well, the possibility of herms are higher than photo regs, you know, because they went through a natural process when you're doing, you know, regs, where making femmes, you're stressing a plant into doing something it normally doesn't do, and it's in the genes. It's always now in the genes. So, you know, 100 out of 100 beans, you may have 3, 4 that herm. It's just the way it is, you know, and not a lot of people tell.
Just pluck that banana out of there and fucking smoke it.
It's only in there. Don't worry about
it. Just pluck that banana out and fuck it. It's still fucking weed. Don't fucking smoke it. Pluck it and smoke it.
Keep it in there. Just keep it in there and smoke it.
For me, it's you know, you have your customers who mostly are going to want femmes, right? So if you want to do what you want to do, doing like switching over to that it just kind of makes sense, you know, and then you can do your regs like you said on the side, and you kind of, I was always told the farther you get from nature, the more sporadic your plant's going to act. That includes feminizing, in my opinion. And I can't sit here and be like, well, I've feminized 500 times in a row and this or that or what I can see or haven't seen, but what I would imagine was it would be typically if you get a femme on a femme on a femme on a femme, eventually you're probably going to see some weird something, and
anomalies happening in the gene
exactly pool. And that's probably going to cause stress at some point if you're not recognizing what that's doing or what this or that, and that's probably going to cause herm at some point. And so it's just, you know, what I was always told as a rule of thumb from the first person whoever taught me, is that he was a dude around here, fucking Dave with Gem Magic. We had him on, and he told me, you know, every few like generations of femme, bring it back. He's like, you bring it back one generation, you're going to revigorate so well and so hard. Now, I don't, who knows? You know, I've never done that myself, but there's just, we talked about it, I think, an episode or two ago. There's a place for all of it, you know? There's a place for femme and for regs and for autos and for tall plants and short plants and the thin ones, the fat ones, and, you know, like, it's we just need to fucking
Stoner Thoughts by Big Earl.
You should be writing it down, bro.
Yeah, you should be. Well, we got to record it, so we're good. We're good. No, Earl, actually, Earl, that was fucking really good, though, man. That makes sense. You know, it makes sense to me. Not that I'm baked fucking out of my balls right now, but I'm telling you, it means a lot to somebody like myself, though, UFO and Earl, when you take a time out to do a project like this that might, you know, because you're doing your regular stuff too, that really means a lot too, because you're making new strains, you're breeding new stuff, so, but to somebody like myself to be able to buy a pack from you, I would buy a reg pack from you and a fem pack from you, because I want to see how it both goes. You know, it just, to me, it just like, it's a loss of time, maybe not money, but more so time.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of time, especially in space. Right. Yeah.
Numbers.
So
and money, because it takes money to grow. So
yeah, it does. So I mean, it's just, to me, it's important to, like, somebody who's actually just starting out too in the home grow process. Like, here, put it this way: Ohio, you'll be able to grow 12 plants. They tried to stop that fucking law, and they didn't. Fuck them, fucking politicians there for trying to do that.
Crazy. That's crazy.
But it didn't get it done in time. So, because it had to be done by today, and the law went into effect today. So, people are going to be able to in Ohio grow 12 plants. And I want their experience. They're going to be able to home grow for the first time. You want their experience to go well because they're going to go and take. I mean, my equipment, my first round of equipment, I still have mostly all of it anyway, was $1,200. All of it, you know? So now I bought seeds. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I just bought some seeds from online. I did some of my research. I'm like, okay, I didn't know I just bought some photos. I wanted to grow some stuff. I got 2 males and 1 female once I realized that what was going on, you know? And then my buddy sent me some seeds that he had bought, and he bought a ton of them. And I got all females out of it. It was kind of got lucky, you know? But I was enjoying the process. There might be some people that want to home grow because of finances, because they want to just learn the experience. They take their money, their time, and you want their experience on their first grow to go right.
And not just the first time, but continuously.
Yes, but that first time is going to make most home brewers and home growers don't make it past their first one.
Right.
And that male is a big part of that. That male is a big part
I
of that.
don't want that to happen. I want this plant. I want people to grow this plant like they grow tomatoes in their backyard. Like they grow a garden of vegetables and fruit. This should be allowed to be able to grow freely in any house. We should not have a law to even do it. That's my opinion. But what I'm saying is, though, for you all to do this is a good experience for the newbie growers.
Right.
So go ahead.
It'll be an experience too, because, you know, like I don't make femmes. So for this project, you know, it's kind of like hit or miss, you know what I mean? Like it may not even work.
Yeah.
You know, not everything can be reversed. Not everything accepts pollen. So it's like, you know, the way I do it is, you know, I've already selected a male, beat him up, you know, see what he's made out of. You hit him, you grow it out, see what he's passed on, what he hasn't passed on, so on and so forth. Where femmes, you already know what the females look like. Now you're taking them and you're putting them together to see something else come out of it.
That's the best part about femmes.
It should be fun. It should be fun.
Yeah.
It won't be my first feminized program that I've done. I've made femmes for myself and taken those femmes and brought them back into reg lines because they're super stable. But now you're reversing another female into those selected females that you've ran X amount of times. So now it's, you know, it's time to start playing with, you know, some femmes.
Would tissue cloning? Would tissue cloning before something like that help? Like if you're running a female you ran a bunch of times and trying to take it back to that initial generation? I never even thought about that until just this second.
What was that?
Would tissue cloning, like, you know, you can tissue clone a few times in a row and take a plant back to its initial generation, like its seed popped form. It makes it like more vigorous and just like stronger in general. At least that's what I've always been told. I've never actually done that. But
yeah, I've never done tissue culturing. About.
What was that?
I've never done tissue culturing either.
Oh, gotcha. You mentioned generationing and how that could be a bad thing on it, and so I wouldn't know. That'd be something interesting to know. Well, maybe Rachel will know.
There's some fire coming, guys. Some fire coming. I promise.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, too. Here's the thing. Everybody out there that's listening, share this with people because you should support the breeders that are doing this because they're not just doing it for themselves. They're doing it for you.
Right.
They're taking time out of the project that they really want to be working on. You know what I'm saying? To like what you were telling us earlier about the project that you're really working on for grading great genetics. To take time out to do this, support. You should be supporting breeders no matter what, but support that line. Buy it up because they're doing it for you to help you out.
Yeah, because I don't really like femmes that much unless I can't find them in regs. But I mean, everything is pretty much regs now. So yeah. So you know what I mean, like. So it's just like, you know, I like making things for people that, you know, love growing, and you know the regs are just, I get it, you know, the space, time, money, I get it. So it's like, you know, I'm trying to help, you know, the people that are just starting, like people in Ohio, they just got all that. So now, you got people going balls to the wall that want to grow out there, and it's gonna happen in other states too. So it's
Yeah,
like,
Minnesota just got their law to grow too. When they passed theirs, you know what I'm saying? So you got Minnesota, you got Ohio, you got new customer bases that are gonna be buying lights, that are gonna be buying tents, they're gonna be buying humidified. They're gonna look for good equipment. They're gonna spend some money. I had a friend of my son just in Arizona listens to the show. I talked to him on Discord. He goes and he bought all new equipment. And he goes, "Where do I go to buy seeds?" I said, "Listen to our show. Those are the people you want to buy from.
right,
Start off with some auto fems though, because you're just starting out. You don't have to think about it. But buy the good equipment, buy good lights, And he
buy
just
everything that you
knew."
need.
He can grow 6 plants in Arizona. He's happy. He doesn't have to spend money on weed anymore. You know what I'm saying? He's
Right.
going to grow. And his experience, I want it to go well. Minnesota, Ohio, everybody else in the country that gets to home grow, the experience has to go well. There'll still be a lot of fucking used equipment going on fucking eBay and shit. Just like beer, just like home brewing happened. Everybody bought home brewing equipment and half of the shit's now for fucking sale or it's in a dumpster. So,
It's up here.
But it's also the people that see the new markets in the new states, and they're like, "Ooh, I don't care if I'm selling shit. I'm gonna make all this money, and then I'm out."
Dude, you can go on to like a marketplace and you go on there and people be like green crack seeds. And you're sitting there like, how the fuck does somebody have green crack seeds or Gorilla Glue seeds? And you're like, well, wait, there has to be at least a cross. And it's like, it's an ad. You can fucking click on it and buy these seeds from these people.
And when you're buying seeds, you also have to go to reputable seed banks. Not every seed bank, when you Google cannabis seeds or cannabis seed banks, are reputable. The ones that you see first in line all the way at the top, most of those are paid ads. Like, they're paying Google ads hundreds of dollars a month to be at that first spot. Doesn't mean that they're...
We've had some shows where we've talked about seed banks and we've mentioned some reputable seed banks. Who do you like to use?
The ones that I use, Dark Star Seed Bank, Neptune Seed Bank, True Nature Seed Bank, Platinum, Insane Seeds, Chai Life Seed Bank. They're out of Massachusetts. Ones across the pond, Sensible Seeds, Altitude Seed Bank, I believe. Attitude. Those are the ones I deal with across the pond, because like I said, there's a lot of them that are out there. And there's probably a couple more that I've missed that are in the US.
Those are good though. Yeah, I've heard of half of those. Yeah, thank you for that.
If you go on my Instagram, UFO Genetics, you'll see all the seed banks that we follow and stuff, and that they follow us. Like, they're all reputable seed banks. Like, they're not giving you crap seeds saying that there's and they're not that, like white labeling and all this other shit that other fake banks do. But there are a lot out there.
You just got...
Sorry, go ahead, Boot.
No, you just got some information out there, peeps, on some good banks. So take that advice.
Yeah. And like I said, if you follow us on Instagram, UFO Genetics, you'll just go to our followings and you'll see all the banks that we follow. Those are all the reputable seed banks. Yeah. There's just so many scammers out there. It's hard. It really is, because a lot of them are crap. There are good ones, but it's like a shot in the dark.
Before we get into scammers real quick, I think something that we should talk about on our last episode, I think your topic was super dope, because people don't talk about after you make the seeds very much. There's a lot of information on making seeds, and I think it can be pretty, I'm not going to say obvious, but like, before you make seeds and before you do anything, you should get in the industry and do everything. And of course we talked about way more than that, but selling the seeds, I thought, was, you don't hear a ton about like people's creativity on that side. Was there anything you think you missed? You think that we didn't go over anything? I wasn't sure if
after you make the seeds, it's hard, because you have to grow them, and it's not everyone is going to be a banger that you grow. Like, I normally will grow out like 30, 40 seeds. So it's about, 4 packs worth. If you're not finding anything out of those, then you're probably, like out of 40 seeds, I should be at least seeing 10 bangers, something that I would be like, wow, like that was worth popping. You know what I mean? Because then those 10 or 12 you're breaking up out of, 4 packs. Well, that's like 3-4 pack seeds per pack that you're finding that are fire. But if there's nothing, and there's been a lot of them, you run them and you're just like, I'm probably not going to do anything with this. It's not worth somebody else's money and them growing it out and being like, I'm probably never going to go back to those guys.
It's your reputation.
Or
You
if
know what
there's
I mean?
3,
So it's like,
Yeah.
If there's 3 out of 40, or 3 out of you pop 40, you get 20 ladies, and you got 2 or 3 there. You're like, okay, these are pretty fire. It's like, well, yeah, those are fire, but taking that any further, that's not what you're going to take further. You're going to take these more dominant other traits because they're showing you that they're fucking dominant right here.
Right. Right.
That's one of the things, there's the double-edged sword on everything. The people that say, oh, I hunt thousands of seeds. You say, okay, that's cool. Is part of that hunt more, is it, are you finding the very best plant, or are you going through it and saying, well, this is the best plant, but this other one had number 2 through 100 best, and like, what are we doing here? But yeah, I like, I think that number is almost spot on, like 2 or 3. If you pop a 10 pack,
because like I want to see what somebody's going to find out of them. You know what I mean? Like, I think 4 or 5 packs worth of beans. Like, if you're popping thousands, I mean, good for you. You know what I mean? Like, hooray for you. You got the space and you got the time, you got the money and all that shit. I personally don't have all that, and that's why I kind of go to like, 4 or 5 packs worth. If I don't find anything special, and there's been cases, you're just like, oh, next. It was fun smoking it, but it wasn't worth dropping or breeding or any of that.
I really like to
just
run
the nature of the beast.
Instead of doing like 10, or instead of doing like 40 or 50 of the same strain, because I don't have a ton of room, I like to run sisters. So I'll run like a pack of this, and then use them, or maybe cousins, I guess it'd be a pack of this, then maybe like 4 or 5 packs from the same line. So I use like the same dad, and it's really fun, like being like, oh, this is 100% coming from the dad because I see it in these other plants also.
Yeah, because now you're hunting to see what the male has brought into the line.
Yeah, and a lot of them are very similar.
Yeah, because you don't really know what the male is going to bring, per se. Like, the female, but the male, you're just like, well, this is what he looks like, but is he strong? Like, yeah, he didn't throw nanners or start flowering super early in veg or whatever you're looking for. But, you know what I mean? Like, you don't know until you run those seeds.
Yeah. 100%.
And that's why people don't, run the regs, because you just don't know. That's why you got to hunt, and that's why we're jumping into the fem lines. Can't hurt to try. I mean, I've been successful for myself, making fems, but, like North Star Genetics, they just don't make a lot of fems. Yeah. That's the crappy part about feminizing, is you just don't get a lot of seeds. So it's like, actually, that's kind of a better thing, in my opinion, because now you're making it more, what's the word I'm trying to look for? Scarcity. You know what I mean? Like, there's not a lot of this strain in particular, unless I remake it over again.
In the beer game, they used to call it like different whale colors. Like, you got a white whale, you got a blue whale, you got a red. That was like rare beers, like stuff that you hard to find or hard to get. They don't make a lot of, like barrel aged beers. They only made maybe like 500 bottles. So out of those 500 bottles, you think, let's say in a good pack and a good grow, the keepers, you only get maybe 50 packs or 30 packs. You're putting 3 seeds in each, $30 a pack. Let's just say that's a fucking good little run. And somebody's got a rare pack, and that was a one that you're not going to do it again. Right.
Unless, it's like, you get DMs or emails saying, hey, we need more of this. And, well, you just got to wait. You know what I mean? Like,
which could happen.
Oh, yeah. Certainly.
the nice thing with
So
them
it's
too
just
from the breeder is that when you find that rarity and when you find that something that's you say, hey, I love this. These are multiple generations into me. This is me. It's harder for somebody else to breed with it. Yeah, you can reverse it. That takes some skill and some know-how, more so than throwing some seeds in the dirt. You could back cross
right,
it, pretty easily. That's just throwing some seeds in the dirt, but it's 2 generations. And it's like looking for traits and shit by that
time.
point.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And so
yeah.
when you
You're taking the
feminize,
time.
yeah, it kind of protects that, if you're that originality of it, or, it makes it much harder to
Right,
completely replicate, when
right.
you find what's yours. So,
Yeah.
but
It also kind of like narrows the gene pools down because without the male influence in a lot of the progenies, like most of them are gonna kind of look the same or have the same terpenes or the same whatever you're looking for. It's just, without males, you don't really have anything, you know what I mean? Like you gotta
yeah,
start male and female, yes.
this is the point.
I mean, the plants are dioecious. You need a male and a female.
Right. So
Hey,
Can't do it. One can't do without the other.
right. It's that symbiotic relationship, the yin and the yang.
yeah.
It is what it
True
is.
that.
So these fucking scammers, bro.
Schemers and scammers.
What you
Schemers and
already talked about,
scammers.
dude. I think anybody who's been in it a little bit know that they're fucking there and they're everywhere. And from trying to get a logo made to trying to buy some seeds, whatever. Like it's just so crazy. What
Yeah,
do you
it
think that
really
is?
is.
Why do you think it's? Do you think it's all the communities? Do you think it's just weed? What do you think that is?
I don't think there would be much in beer or anything like that. I think most of the people are still on the green wave. You know what I mean? Like, oh, because there's no repercussions really about, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah, you're right.
for
I'll start a new
for
page. What do you think
cannabis,
too?
like cannabis seeds, or even cannabis pages. I mean, I think a lot of them are either bots or feds or something of that because I get a lot of pages that follow me and I had to block them and they're talking about if you need this kind of drug, that kind of drug, this kind of drug, and I'm like, well, how the hell do you even have this? Like, I've had pictures flagged on my Instagram about pictures of weed, and you're over here posting pictures of all sorts of weird drugs and shit. I'm like, either A, you're a fed, or you're just a bot page, and that's why you got to pay attention. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be careful who you're following or who's following you. And I get all that. I get that shit all the time. It's fucking terrible. And you
Which is
just block
weird.
them. Yeah, you just block them. Now I see it a lot too with the credit cards, like the scammers. Like, so you want to buy 50 of these? Like,
You're like, nah, I'm good, bro. I'm
I'm
good.
good. Yeah,
You guys got the scam
the debit
text
cards.
where it'll be
A
like,
couple.
"Hey, I didn't get that. What did you want to do for dinner again?" And you're just like, "What the fuck?"
No,
Or
I
dude,
didn't
like
get that.
weird text where you're just like, "What is going on here?" And they're just scams. They're just scammers, like
I just
trying to get a
block that
response.
shit.
They just want a response.
Block.
Yeah,
And a
exactly.
lot of them,
Block.
they have this new scammer on the phone where it'll say hello, and as soon as you say hello or is this X, Y, and Z, and you say yes, now the AI like recorded your voice, so now they're calling up like your banks and stuff and using your voice as like to
Oh,
get
that's fucking
access. And
crazy.
I was like, do you have like, can you imagine not having anything to do with your life for trying to like come up with the next game? Like I was just like, I could not imagine going through like going, well, let's see if we can do this to this person or whatever. Like,
Wow. It's like all the stuff so like smart and innovative and like thinking forward. It's like, man, if that could be put somewhere else. If that kind of
right,
like, why is this being put towards this? Like, why can't that be put towards like a good purpose? You could do some
right,
shit.
right, yeah. Like you
What do
could
you mean by
change the
avoid
world
them?
with this, but you rather take money that's absolutely
Yeah,
worthless. Like,
exactly. Like,
yeah,
god damn, that's why you're having problems sleeping at night, dog. Like, that's
yeah,
why. You don't have to look at stop going and getting the meds. That's why. Stop panicking. Fuck. What about avoiding them,
yeah.
dude?
It's
Any advice on avoiding these motherfuckers in the weed community? You're trying to buy seeds or some shit?
just
How to spot one?
block them when you see some weird shit like on Instagram, Facebook, or text messages. Just block that number. Just
Mm,
don't
Yeah,
even entertain them. Just block
yeah,
them because they don't know that they're being blocked.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Unless you want to have fun with them and harass them, but
yeah,
at this point, they may be having more info on you than you do on them, and it could get really dirty really quickly.
yeah, yeah. Yeah,
You
you
know?
just because you never know if they're trying to get some kind of address through something or just like you know,
Right.
especially if you're like returning it on something, you don't know what people can do. At least I don't. But
Well, a lot
have
of
you ever heard of
these, especially the phone scammers, they already have your phone number. Now that means they somehow acquired your number from your cell service provider. What else did they give them? Obviously, they
at
got it
least name?
somehow, some way. What else do they
mm,
have on you? That's why I
right.
don't try to entertain people like that. I just block them and
Um,
just forget about them.
yeah,
You know, every time I get a like a USPS package wants to be delivered, go to this website and it's like block, delete. Like I know I have nothing that's coming from nowhere that I haven't already bought from.
yeah, yeah. Have you ever heard of anybody being able to like recover money from a scammer like that? Because have you had fake pages up, UFO pages? Have you had to like
Nope,
report fake UFO
nope,
pages? You haven't had any yet. That's good.
nope. Yeah, that's good. Until now, probably.
Sorry, dude. Yeah, I didn't know if you
You
heard
just
any like
speak
tips
it
or
into
tricks.
existence.
Damn
Remember
it! No,
that.
Yeah, you
never.
did.
I didn't know if you'd ever like
That's
dealt
the
with somebody getting their
worst.
money back from that shit. Like okay,
No,
I
there's
gave my money to
a
a
thing
scammer.
on. Now there's a page on Facebook and like these like super like intelligent like super hackers and they somehow can like get into the scammers like camera and shit like that and take over it's fucking hilarious to watch because they're like, oh, smile, and they're like looking at their camera and they're like, oh, we're taking pictures of you, and they send them back a picture of because now they have complete control over their computer, so they're using their face as a screensaver and shit, and the scammers are getting all like pissed off, like, give me my shit back, and it's like, no, we're deleting all your information, like they just wipe the computer.
Damn,
It's
that's
it's funny shit like that because
that's worth
it's
it.
it's fucking hilarious when they
Yeah,
get hacked or scammed, and it's like, it's just funny. I like watching shit like that, retribution type of shit, because there are people out there that are
Hmm.
like, you know what, like it's time to get back. Everyone gets everything coming back to them one way or another. You know what I mean? So if
Sometimes
you're scamming,
tenfold.
right? So it's like, yeah, you're scamming somebody, you may get X, Y, and Z for money, but it's out there in the universe. So
yeah,
watch, you may scam $1 million, and as soon as you step out, get whacked by a bus. There goes $1 million. Like, was it really worth all that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the way it works.
yeah.
It may take a little bit longer for some, but it always comes back around.
Hmm. So, all right, I'm super newbie dooby ooby. I want to just buy some stuff and just start a little breeding project. Just quick, easy, simple. Nothing fantastic, nothing crazy. Just to start something quick and newbie-ish, though. Just give some advice to somebody that just wants to start a quick little breeding project. Something simple.
Well, it's not just that simple.
First
I
point
wish it
number one.
was. Yeah, I
Point
wish it
one.
was.
Not that simple.
It's well, you need light, you need dirt, you need genetics. Where you source your genetics from, that's a big key on it. Um, Selections. Not everything is going to be winners. You know what I mean? It's just the name of the game. So it's believing that your selection is the best of the best of your ability to select. And from there you breed and you run them. And you keep running until you find something you like. And if you don't find anything you like, doesn't necessarily mean that your selection was bad. It was just the genetics just didn't jive together. The lineages of X, Y, and Z just really didn't click. They didn't like each other. Just how much work you want to put in. It's really what it comes down to.
Right.
Because, like I said, the first line you make could be nothing. That's going to discourage you. You're going to be like, fuck this shit, I'm done. Like, this isn't worth it. But if this is what you like doing, you just keep going. Just keep moving.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Multiple generations is so much fun. Not that the first line isn't fun, but when you can get like multiple generations in and then like really like hone in, like, okay, I'm trying to draw this from this, and I think I can carry this over, and I think this can happen here. Like, it's just a lot of fun to find it. Then you find it, and you're like, oh yes, okay.
Yeah.
And then you do something
And it's
else.
also like, it's weird because if you have a vision of what the plant is going to look like, you kind of like imagine it into existence of some sort. Like, it's also like I've done it with a couple of them. Like, and you're just like, in the very beginning, I'm just like, you're going to be the special one. Like, you are going to be the one out of all of them. And it's just like the most gorgeous thing in the world. You're just like, wow, like, did I speak it into existence or think it into an existence, or just having that positive mindset for that plant, make it express the way I wanted it to. Because plants know when you're there. Plants know when you're mad and all this shit. Like, they're a living entity of some sort. Huh?
Maybe your encouragement just, popped it up, and that's really what the plant needs. We just fucking.
I mean, we don't really know. I mean, Stanford University did a project where they had the exact same plant, same everything, dirt, everything. And they had a group of kids tell one plant, you're beautiful, you're going to be something. They told the other plant, you're ugly, you're never going to be anything. After a month, they put them side by side. And then when they had negative things towards it, looked like it was already dying. Like, it was just wilting, turning brown, like root structure was just garbage. Like, and scientists were like, what happens if just speaking negative or speaking positive or thinking positive or whatever around a plant, they absorb? We don't really know. We don't even know what the hell we are. So we don't even know what we're on, where we are in space and time. Like,
yeah, it's true. We just talked about vibes. That's so funny. Our last episode, we talked about like sound vibrations, and they've done studies dating back to the 70s was one that we used, and they just put a speaker on a plant, and it grew better. And like at a certain hertz, was it? How do you measure sound? Was
frequency?
It hertz?
Yeah, hertz.
Yeah, at a certain frequency, it grew almost 2 times faster than the like.
You want to know what that frequency is?
Yeah,
7.78.
Without sound.
7.78.
Yeah, or 7.87 or 7.78. One of them two. It's the frequency of the Earth. Especially if you grow indoors, you're not in the frequency, the vibration of the Earth. So when you're going indoors, you have to create all of the environment to kind of mimic the outside in the Earth. So they sell these machines. It's called, what the hell is it called? I have it on my phone here. Just bear with me for 1 second, because I have 2 of them, and I found that
it's a
plants
machine
really
that
do.
Changes it to the Earth's vibration.
It creates the vibrational field of what the Earth is. So it's called the Schwanzmann wave resonator, and it's 7.83. My bad, is the wave that Earth is on, and it kind of looks like this. You can buy it on eBay. You plug it in. You can't hear it. There's no sound that you hear. It's a vibrational field that all living matter kind of resides in. And when you have this thing on, it helps with sleeping. It helps with productivity. It helps with moods, anxiety, depression, whatever. Well, it's like, well, if it helps with humans, why not try to incorporate it into a plant's regimen where you just kind of leave it in that field? And so far, from what I've seen in veg and in flower, I've had them about 2 months, and these plants just fucking blow up. Especially in veg, they just blow up. Like I've got 4-foot clones in cups.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, it's once, twice a week, depending.
What the fuck?
But it's so I don't know if y'all can read that, but
Yeah, Schumann resonance generator.
So, and if you go to the description, it tells you like all about it, and you can even look it up online. Like it's nothing new. It's been around for a long time. Same with magnetizing water, or keeping a magnetic field around a plant. This was done in 1895, I believe it was. Scientists discovered around a magnetic field around a plant, help it take nutrients better. The whole growth was better. It's just, I mean, we're all in the magnetic field of the earth, but when you're indoors, those plants aren't in the ground, in the magnetic field, so you kind of have to create it for them. Same with the wave generator is what I would consider it, because it's waves. So like you can't hear it, you can't see it, but it's out there. It's doing something.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I like that. I learned something. Hey, Big Earl, this is episode 46, and every episode we've done, I've learned something new. Like just new, yes, but new. Like the new stuff I've never even like heard. That's why I love doing this show. So thanks, UFO. I appreciate that.
If you look it up,
I remember you talking about magnetizing water not long ago.
I had magnets around my plants in the beginning. They're like little magnets. They're about half an inch long by a quarter inch wide, and I'd just make like a little ring around the base of the plant, and I would just water with the nutrients, and great results. But as you grow more, how many fucking magnets are you gonna have? So I was like, well, what else? Like the theory is it works. So how do I take that and expand it without expanding every plant and having magnets? Like it just doesn't seem very feasible. So I was like, well, I have to water with plants. So what happens if I magnetize the water and then nude it? Because now I'm ionizing the water and adding the electrolytes or whatever the hell it's missing back to the water. And then you put your nutrients, and now your water is magnetized with newts. And it's like, so that's what I've been doing.
Damn. So how do you magnetize your water? What do? You throw a couple magnets in there and then let it sit for a couple. How do you do it?
So you need copper piping, and you need magnets to go around the copper. Now magnets aren't going to stick to copper. It's not a magnet material. So you do a ring, a positive. So if you were to have a ring of magnets and have another ring of magnets, you don't want them to touch each other, but you want them far enough where that field is still creating a magnetic pull, and you just keep doing that down the pipe, and then you just let water run through it. And I have it running into a 50-gallon drum, and then I add my newts to it, and as I need water, I water my plants.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
What if you watered into a copper pipe and just had it go through the copper pipe? Because I got some of my watering stuff. I ran some copper pipe.
Yeah. That's I run it through copper pipes.
Oh, I got you. I see you now.
So you got a ring of magnets, and now you have two. So if you have them touching, now the magnetic field is between all those magnets. You want it so it has to travel through something to have that field.
And you can feel that magnetic field if you like when you get them close enough. You feel like them fighting each other. They don't want to be like this. They want to fucking spread out. So
so you just want
fucking
that field
interesting.
to be you just want that field to be where either they're attracting or pushing away, and just in that right, range where they're not sucking each other or pushing each other away, but just there where you can feel like the magnetic field would be running through the pipe and through whatever water is passing through there, and you're going to have multiple rings. So,
dude, in my head, I had the craziest concoction in my head of what you're talking about. I was thinking a fucking reservoir with a pipe running around it with the magnets on the pipe, and then as you like rotate it in the reservoir, and so I'm saying, I'm like, okay. I was like, well, shit. Run it through the pipe. You're like, well, fuck yeah, that's what I'm doing. Like, duh.
I mean, I've had no problems at all with,
That's
plants. Cool. Yeah. So, plus, I don't grow for yields. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I'm growing for yields, but that's the way that you grow. Everyone grows differently and grows for a different reason. Yeah. I grow for trichome production and the best for the plant. I'm not saying that anyone else doesn't, but a lot of people are growing for yields. They want big fatty buds. That's the way you grow. I don't grow for weight. I grow for heavy trichome production.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about right there.
That's what I like.
Like, I don't care if it's like a little popcorn nug. As long as that whole nug is just a trichome, I don't really care. I don't, like I said, I don't sell buds. I smoke, so I don't really care.
Do you push some of yours to hash too? So you definitely want some more of that.
I mean, if it's something like that's not wowing or anything like that, I'll just let it dry out and put it in a bag and wait for to have enough and turn it all into hash. Yeah. Or if it's something really fire, I'll blast it or squish it, whatever I want, really.
Yeah. That's the way right there.
I mean, what are you going to do?
I have a friend around me, Mr. Wolfman, who's been doing that, and it's so
Wolfman Jack, baby, Wolfman Jack.
Do you think not to get off topic of what we're doing, do you think there's a certain light that makes more seeds than other lights? Or better seeds? More viable seeds, more females, more any is there a light advantage anywhere?
I mean, probably, but I don't think it makes a super amount of difference, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, there are good lights out there, really good lights.
Yeah.
But I don't know if anyone's ever made the comparison where they were like the same plant under two different lights, same nutrients, same everything, and see what kind of seeds come out of either one. I mean, there's some that, affect, certain growth and, certain things. I use Tangri lights.
What kind of light?
Tangris.
Is that type of LED?
TEN. Yeah. They're 8-bar. I think it's 880 watts. Full spectrum. You get the built-in IR, UR, something like that. And I mean, I've had no problem with these at all. I mean, I keep mine at 50% in veg, 70% in flower. They go up to 100%, which is 880 watts when on full blast. And I mean, mine's about 5 feet off the ground, about 6 feet off the ground, and I'm at 70%, which is about 600 watts. So I get 2 of those in flower and 2 of those in veg, and I mean, running with the Roots Organic nutrients, the Soul line, and Pro Mix.
Ooh, what a good line, bro! I don't hear very many people run that line.
Yeah, Roots Organic is definitely some solid.
The most organic line you can run effectively in a drip emitting type system is what they always told me. But they have such good product. Yeah, I like that Soul line.
Yeah, Roots Organic, Pro Mix is what I use for soil, the Tangri lights, the wave generator, and the magnetized water, and some CO2 mushroom bags. Really, that's all I use.
When I got your seeds, is that why I put it close to my fridge and it stuck to my fridge?
Yep.
It's fucking. I got
what the hell's
my
going on here,
nephew's.
man?
Yeah, I got my nephew's picture sticking on my fridge with some UFO seeds on top of it.
Plus, when we're doing the seeds, when we're counting the seeds, we have a little counter, and this goes back with the whole magnetizing the water, where if you reverse, so it's a negative field, as the seeds pass through a negative field, they actually germinate quicker than if you were to have them run through a positive magnetic field. They've done many researches on this, and it's like an 80% to like 20% like difference between a positive and a negative field.
Wow, that's pretty cool. That's
because so magnets have, or a magnetic field has a lot of different like takes on what it can do to plants while they're living, and going through flower, going through veg, versus even seeds. Like, it's just, we're all quantum waves is what this whole thing is. Like, this whole reality is a quantum wave, and we're all running on magnetic frequencies and shit like that. So it only makes sense. I mean, you can go research magnets and plants. There's thousands of papers on it. It's not anything new. Same with what is it called? Electro something, where if you take copper wires and you wrap around, we'll say, a stick or whatever, and you put it in the ground next to your garden, it'll do a 15-foot radius, and it takes ions from the atmosphere and it pulls it down the copper and puts it into the earth.
Damn.
Which will help your root structures, intakes of nutrients, and all this other stuff. It makes your plants better, stronger, more resilient.
Damn.
It's not like a new thing. This was actually done in the 1960s. I forget exactly what it is called. It's like electro something or other, but it's not new. It's just, it's forgotten, because with the whole agricultural thing with farms, they're constantly going, so it's not like they could just leave poles out there. But I mean, it's nothing new. Anything that I'm talking about is nothing new. It's been around. It's just not mainstream, I guess. It's
Big Earl tomorrow's going to get a bunch of magnets and one of those ground gyrator vibration things tomorrow off of eBay. He's gonna be texting me fucking pictures. Go, dude, get ready.
Use all my plumbing to copper. Fucking.
Yeah.
How do you feel about rock? Not that it's the same, but like, you talk vibrations and this and that, and I've seen people put like crystals into their pots, and fucking roots really are growing around those motherfuckers. Like,
it's a vibrational field, bro. All of it, everything, even the thing that you're looking at right now, the phone, your camera, the chair you're sitting in. It's just a vibrational field. It's in a different field than you are. That's why
what type of stone? What type of crystals do you put in your shit? I've heard about it. We've talked about it, but I haven't done it yet.
Gauge green, I've seen you use. What is the silver? The white crystals there.
Just the quartz
crystal, right? Quartz crystals. Yeah. I see him use amethyst. Each crystal or whatever it is runs on a different vibration. So different vibrations allow plants to do different things. Good.
Amethyst and citrine are like the exact same compound or a mineral, but different colors.
Do you have to make a circle around it or something, or you just put one or two in there and you're good?
The one I've seen, they have like a spear almost, and they can literally undig it, and there's roots that are like wrapped around this thing. And it's like, well, when you think of it, it's like, well, is it just a really well-rooted plant, and they're going to do that anyway, or is there something to it? Was my thought. But it makes sense.
All right.
Ooh, we need to find somebody to come on the show, Big Earl, to talk about this.
Talk about rock.
Yeah. See if they know. See if someone really knows.
I mean,
and then we need to have somebody to come on and talk about vibrations. The thing, the little gauge thing you have. We have somebody. We need to find some people, some experts and specialists. That'd be fucking dope to have people on.
There's plenty of them out there, man. There's plenty of them out there. There's Russell Brandon Russell or whatever. He's like a nutrient specialist, very knowledgeable. Like you'd just be sitting there just listening to him talk, and just sit there and just let him talk like he's talking about like amino acids and how they structure and all this other shit for different plants and how they take it up and how they can be blocked and everything. I was just sitting there watching him on Instagram, just going, wow. If I could just listen to you talk, I can formulate it in my brain and how it all works. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I work, at least. If I'm listening to somebody, I'm kind of like structuring it in my brain where, you know, like I can see it in like a 3D dimensional space. Like, it's really cool.
Oh, it's a big thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna try those crystals, man. I want to fucking. I've heard about it, talked about it.
I want to. It's just I would need a lot of them.
Not me. I got 2 plants. I'm good. 3 plants the most. Let's talk about blueberry soda.
Can't believe we didn't talk about this.
We didn't talk about this.
I can't believe we didn't talk about this last time.
No. But I'm excited. Well, I'm excited. Before you tell us about it, I'm excited about it because I found a seed in Big Earl's blueberry soda, one, and I've been smoking it for a while. He brought me a couple nice baggies of it, and I found one seed, and I popped it, and I sent you a picture like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Yeah. You got to see this lady now. I'll send you a picture tomorrow. It's 4 weeks in flower right now, and out of a whim, and Earl. Nice. It's gonna be a beautiful fucking plant. Yeah, there's some beautiful
Seattle or super soda to the blueberry breath. So that is super soda is from Seattle Soda Company or Super Soda Company or something like that. They're on Instagram, and I believe it's a Seattle Soda F2 or Seattle Soda BX1 or whatever it is exactly, I forget, but it's Seattle Soda to Seattle Soda, so it's, I don't know if it was a back cross or an F2, I forget what it is, but it smelled like a 7-Up Sprite, kind of sweet, like fuzziness, like it was weird, like if you smelled it, you were just like 7-Up or like a Sprite type of terpene, like a lemony type of. It was gorgeous. So I was like, wow, blueberry and Sprite. Okay, let's see. See if anything good comes out of it. And nothing but fucking heat. And I was like, wow. You know, it's just that, like I said, not everything is winners. But some, you're like, wow, that was a beautiful matching. Like just a beautiful pairing of 2 different distant ancestors, or you know, because the blueberry breath is the blueberry moonshine to Thai stick to the Grateful Breath. So the Grateful Breath is headband. Well, it's Joseph or Underdog OG, which is technically the original headband to OGKB. That's what makes up Grateful Breath. And that was to the Blueberry Moonshine Thai stick, which is blueberry Thai. That was a beautiful pairing. I was never going to release those at all, but 413 Florist was like, you got to release this shit, bro. Like, I mean, like fat buds, like fat. And the Grateful Breath just blows up. Whatever you hit them with, just whatever, you know, female you have, just imagine bigger buds, just dripped in trichomes. He kind of leaves the terpenes alone. Like he influences the terpenes a little bit, but it's not like he's taking everything away from the female. He's just making it better, like bigger, badder, stickier, stinkier. It's just the whole Grateful Breath, like male that I chose, was just banger. But this is the last iteration that we're doing with him, because I've made so many projects with him. it's time to move on and find something different to, use. But the Grateful Breath BX just dropped over at Dark Stars. I think they're like $63 or something like that for 14 beans. The next one I believe is going to be either Snow Day or Chem Lab or Halo Effect. One of those three will be the next one that drop. Again, they're like 14 plus beans for $63. This is the last iteration of the male that we're going to use. These are all selected females that I've hunted out like 2 years ago, and I'm like, I think you are going to look good together because I already know what the female is. I already know what the male does. So just putting those together for one last, drop for the guy. Because I've hoarded him out. I'm sorry to say, but he's like the pimp of the stable.
He's the show horse, baby. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And the sour diesel male that I found is on the same level. So now we're running through the F1s of the sour diesel, see if the male that I chose was the 100% best selection I could have made, and from there, keep hitting them with different things and see what the progeny looks like. See if the bigger yields and the more flower points and stuff like that. So we're hunting through a lot of that shit right now. So
fuck yeah,
it's just a hunting game, bro. That's all it is.
I love it.
I love it. I fucking love it.
I love it, man. I love everything you talked about today.
I think I have a seed popping addiction because I'm just like, well, because I literally got like, what is it, like 5 different strains right now in the little wrapper rooters, and I'm like thinking my next, like, well, what could I pop next? Because once these goes in cups, then they sit there for a week, and then they go in veg, and it's like I'm kind of running out of room in veg, but I just want to keep popping beans. I can't. I can't help it.
Well, I love it because you get that passion for it, and you just want to find that male, that next stud, that next Arabian.
Well, I don't think I'm looking for any more males. I think I found the pre-99 sour diesel male that I'm gonna. But if there is something that arises that is potential, obviously male wise, but right now I'm just looking for the females because I think I already have. Yeah.
Find a male and you're like, fuck, I kind of want to see what he's got. Throw him outside. With a couple ladies by his side that a couple clones that just fucking see what he's got.
Yeah. I fucking love it though. Like it's definitely a passion I have is hunting and growing and just seeing different everythings. It really is a remarkable plant.
I love it. Well, like I said, I get to grow that blueberry soda on a whim. So, I mean, just between coming from you to Earl and as a whim at a fucking seed I found in a beautiful nug, I mean, fuck, you can't ask for anything better than that. That's good genetics right there from the two of you.
Oh, man.
That blueberry mom was a monster. She was such a monster. All the blueberry plants were strong, but this one in particular was just like, I was just like, good.
Yeah, that blueberry breath is... the blueberry time, the terpenes is what made me keep her around for a long time. But yield-wise was crap. Trichome production wasn't really there. It was the terps. Like, it was that blueberry jasmine type of piney, like beer alcohol type of terpene. It was just like, wow. Like, it was just, wow. Like, it was one of those beautiful things. But yields sucked. Trichome production wasn't really there. But hitting it with the Grateful Breath, that shit made it a lot better. It let the terpenes alone and just...
I love smoking it. I got a half a jar left. And like I said, I gave some to some family members too. And they were telling me, wow. Yeah. I mean, so earlier you did it justice. And thank you for that beautiful strain because I enjoy smoking it, and I cannot wait to. Now I grew it myself on a whim, and I'm excited about it. But I can't wait to smoke this my grow of it too. So I'm appreciative of it. So I think it's great. So, what do you got for us, man? Throw us some tags, throw us some plugs. But girl, you got any more questions to ask them or anything else you want to talk about before we head out?
No, dude. Fuck no. Always a great conversation. Yeah, what are some tags and plugs? Where can we get them seeds at, bro?
Like I said, those seed banks that I mentioned, Neptune Seed Bank, Dark Star Seed Bank, Insane Seeds, True Nature Seed Bank, all of them are on Instagram. If you find us on Instagram, UFO Genetics, just go to our followers and you'll see all the seed banks that we deal with. They're all reputable.
You got any auctions or anything cool coming up? I fucking like your auctions. They're intense.
The horse race, baby. The horse race. I fucking love the horse race.
Oh, you go from 0 to 100 in fucking 1 second. You're like, oh, shit, no.
So dope.
We're doing a couple giveaways on Dark Star's Instagram page. He'll probably, I think it's going to start happening. What's today's date? The 7th. So I think it's the 13th it starts. I'm not positive. He's got a couple posts about it. Where we just, give out beans, for the Christmas, just what am I going to do with 100,000 seeds?
12 days.
I just give some out, right? You know what I mean? Give them out back to the community that, helped me when I helped them.
There you go.
The way I look at it.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. I fucking love it.
Those are big hookups too, dude. I got in on one of those, and it was like a legit, small ass bag of seeds. It wasn't like a pack of 12. Like you guys were fucking slinging out some seeds.
I mean, the outdoor projects. That's what I pretty much do. I'll just put them in bags and just do scoops. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's
I want a scoop. I want a bag of scoops. I'm going to go along every fucking highway and just fucking chuck them in the ground and just give me a bunch you're never going to use. And just fucking, the weed man cometh, baby. Phew, Mr. Weedman in your town. Just throw some. Yeah, just throw some here. So I remember what street I dropped this on. Fucking, here you go. Meet some people. Here's some beans, man. Throw them in your fucking garden. They'll grow. You'll get some weed. Just fucking spread the love everywhere. I love that shit.
I mean,
just like I give weed out, I'll start giving beans out. That'd be even fucking funner.
Gene Traders, we did that. For his birthday, he said he wanted to give out beans and stuff like that. So I think I sent him a whole bag of gas station donuts. And I mean, he does shows where he goes, all over the world pretty much, and he does cannabis shows and stuff where people can get tables and do what they love doing, and every time you walk through the door, you just hand you some beans and
that's what I do when someone walks to our table when we're doing our vendor events and pop-ups. I'm sitting there with my rolling tray, just rolling joints for people. Here you go.
Yep.
Here you go. You come by my table. You get a joint. Yep. And I always give a shout out. Yeah, that's what I do. I give a fucking joint to people. A little dog walker. While you're walking around here, smoke this. Here you go. Here you go. My boy Big Earl's fucking strain. He grew it. My strain, I grew it. Here you go. I love doing that shit. It makes me smile because fucking freak people out.
Seeds are meant to be grown. Yeah. I mean, I can't grow everything that, and I tell the outdoor project last year they're all untested. I mean, I'm gonna let you know if they're tested or not. I want you to be like, well, you said they were tested and they all hermed. Well, sorry about that. No.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got to be real. You know what I mean?
Just pull the banana out. You'll be just fine.
Just smoke it.
Yeah, you'll be just fine. As long as it's not fucking mold, you'll be just fine. It's all part of the plant.
So I just, I let people know, these are untested. Do what you may. You want to run them. This is the lineage. Most of the time I do test outdoor projects. They're outdoor projects, and, I'm doing 7, 8 different plants. There's no way in hell I can do all that, plus what I want to do indoors, and I just want to have all the time, but this is the lineage. This is my selections that I made. You're going to find something dank out of it. It's just,
Hey, you ain't
somebody
complaining.
found something banging out of the, I ran the gas station donuts, and I still have some.
I love that name.
It's a good name.
Yeah, well, it was Platinum S1 from in-house. times the Grateful Breath F2 male times the Max Stomper times K Crasher. So Max Stomper was Capulator, K Crasher was Seed Junkie, Grateful Breath is Gauge Green, and Platinum S1 is in-house. So you're looking at just bangers, every single one, bangers, even males, but nobody cares about males. I care about males.
Oh, yeah.
So
I
does Big
care
Earl.
about males.
Big Earl cares about males. I cared about a male outside I had this year, over the summer, and I pollinated. I did my first pollen check. I thought it was great.
Have you
Did
popped
an
any of those
outside fun.
seeds?
No, not yet. Not yet.
That'll
I
be
will.
fun.
I'll throw some up. Yeah, that'll be fun because they're autos, right? They're just not.
yeah,
They're
yeah,
not.
they'll be
They're
auto red.
they're just autos though. So we'll see, but it'll be fun.
I did a couple little auto projects this year too. I'll probably never get to them, until like a couple of years from now. But so it's the Northern Lights 5 from Green Brody. He reversed the number 4 to number 1, and from there I was talking to him and he said that he had some pollen. I bought some. I brought that to what's called Otto Berry or Otto Blueberry or something like that from G13 Seeds. So I took that to the Northern Lights. Like I said, I probably won't get to it for a little bit, but it'll be a fun little project. Fem Northern Lights 5 to Otto Berry.
Earl, grow some Northern Lights for me. It's been a long time since I smoked some fucking fire Northern Lights. It's been a long time.
I might have some of that cross to that Lebanese landrace.
Oh,
Have I not brought you that
from
before?
Green Brody.
Like me some Northern Lights. It's been a minute.
She is loud, like chemi, piney, like Lysol type of loud, like. And that shit, like, I packed a little bowl, this bowl right here. I packed a little bowl, took 2 rips, and I'm like sitting there, completely forgot like what the hell I was even doing. I was like,
"Ooh, that's good. That's good weed right there."
I was like, "Holy shit, bro!" Like,
that's good weed.
I'm like, what did I just even smoke? I had to look at the fucking bag, and it's Northern Lights. I was like, wow, like that shit hit me hard and let me dumbfounded for a minute. I was like, wow, like, okay, well, Northern Lights, check off that box. Stupefied.
I mean, that was me in 2001. The first time I smoked Northern Lights, I was fucking sitting on the couch, stupefied. Like, I'm fucked up. I can't see so good. Fucked up. I mean, it hit me something different, So that's why it's always got a place in my heart.
The first one that ever rocked me was Ice Bomb from Bomb Seeds. So Vanilla Kush, White Rhino.
White Rhino too. Oh, so good. You're throwing in all the old school strains.
I went with these newer projects. I'm going backwards in time. I'm not going forward with all this junk that they got nowadays. I'm not saying all of it's junk, but a lot of it's just Cookie 9, BX14. It's
the first fucking cross I ever had was Blueberry and White Rhino, and my buddy called it Rhino Berry, and it was fucking out of this world.
Yeah.
And this was 2002. Out of this world.
So
every time I see him,
go ahead.
I see him once a year, and I'd be like, Rhino Berry, how you doing? You just got to throw him a shout out.
You just left
me.
You left me with Rhino Berry, and that's it. With that Ice Bomb, super frosty. She was a great yielder. This was like 2000, early 2000. I want to say 2001, 2002. Anyways, I fucking harvester, pack a bowl, hit the bong. Next thing I know, I'm waking up. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, did I just go to sleep? Like this shit hit me like a brick. I must have taken 2 rips off this bong and put the bong down and took a nap and woke up wondering what hit me, bro. Like,
I want that weed. I want that weed right there.
I was like, did I just take a nap? Like, what
I want that weed. Whatever strain you're talking about, I want some of that for my night sleep. Oh,
Ice Bomb from Bomb Seeds. I actually have a whole pack. I might pop a couple more because she was like it was a very unique. It was like, I want to say it was more vanilla Kush because it had like a syrup type of terpene to it. Like it was a very mellow kind of like inhale. It wasn't super strong, but the effects were super strong. But the smell and stuff were like nice. It was beautiful smell.
There you go. Yeah. All right, my friend, tell us where we can find you on Instagram.
u.f.o/genetics Instagram. Same with on Facebook. You can find us on TikTok, Twitter, whatever else, social media, X. Oh yeah, that is Twitter. X.
X.
Oh yeah.
Social club.
People still use that? You know, YouTube. Okay.
YouTube. But yeah, most of our stuff is at the seed banks. If you follow us on Instagram, you'll see everyone that we follow, and they follow us back. They're all trusted sources. Yeah, so
sweet.
That's what I would point you to until I get my website back and build a new one and all that happy jazz. So
awesome, man. We love it. Thanks for being on again, for burping in the bag,
Thank
man.
you for having
We appreciate you. We appreciate you. We're gonna get you for a tree timer, man. For the 3 times for the fucking round table. We're stoked. So, but hey,
trick, baby.
So I'm super stoked, Earl. You want to know why? Because there's some things we learned how to grow today, but I still don't think it's better than this. So we learned about vibration. We learned about magnets, and we learned about copper with the water stigmatization, right? But there's something that's a little bit better than all three of those, Big Earl. There's something that's a little bit better that you need and is a must.
It's called cal magnetization. And you just need more of it.
More cal magnificent.
Everybody out there, thanks for listening. We love you. Don't forget the Cal Mag. Peace.
Peace.
Check out our cannabis lifestyle brand online at 8decades.com. Our custom smokes and accessories are perfect for your coffee table, bedroom nightstand, or kitchen counter. They're designed for you to show them off. The Canna community is also loving our hemp and cotton blend t-shirts, sweatshirts, scarves, and hats, finished off with our 8 Decades logo. We've got some awesome, long-lasting goods that will be your favorite for years to come. 8 Decades, because a 9th decade of cannabis prohibition isn't acceptable.